Hey guys, what's up? It's TF Net. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series Target exclusive Galaxy's Edge Trading Outpost First Order Mountain Trooper. I kept saying Trading Post in the Hondo review. I do apologize. It's supposed to be Trading Outpost. Either way, you know what's going on here. Target exclusive figures that are part of the Galaxy's Edge line that we've gotten recently. I guess Hasbro and Disney as well as Target made a deal to get some of these exclusive figures that you can only get in certain packs from the Galaxy's Edge theme park in single releases. This is really one of the only figures I really wanted. This one, including Hondo, I really didn't care about Captain Cardinal, and I did pick up DJ Rex, but I don't think I'll be opening it. I honestly might be giving it to a friend who was more interested than I am, because I just wasn't really interested. This and Hondo are the ones I wanted to review, though. So let's go ahead and just get right into the review of the packaging. So we take a look closer here, and it says Star Wars The Black Series. You can also see where it says transported from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Trading Outpost. And then we look towards the bottom, and you can see where it says Mountain Trooper, as well as a nice image of the Mountain Trooper. When we look on this side here, it all the way scrolled is going to say Mountain Trooper. Very standard with certain other Black Series from the previous packaging styles here. And then we look on the other side, it's got, again, like the Hondo review, my favorite side, which it kind of looks like the Trading Outpost wall, I want to say. You can see where it says the Mountain Trooper, and it says Galaxy's Edge Trading Outpost. When we go towards the bottom there, you can see the First Order logo there. And again, the detailing on the box there is just really cool, the way it looks dirty on the wall and all that. When we look on the back, you get a nice read up of the Mountain Trooper, as well as the image from the front on the back, this time larger. And then when we look towards the bottom of this side, there really isn't much going on here. When we look on the bottom here, you can see the barcode, and there really isn't anything on the top. It's just a black line on the top. But here's the barcode in case you need it. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. So here's the figure out of the packaging. I think it's pretty good. I'm dumb. I thought this was actually an Imperial figure because it looks so much like a Scarab Stormtrooper. I thought I could put it with my Imperial collection, but this is meant for the First Order, which I don't really collect that much of. But I think it would fit in both displays, honestly. It wouldn't make sense canonically. But either way, it's still a pretty good figure. Is it worth the $25 that Target's going to charge you? I don't know, because it really only comes with one accessory. And an army builder like this, that's going to be hard to, one, get in stores and online, and two, it's just going to be really steep when it comes to army building this guy. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessory that it comes with, then we'll take a close look at the figure. So this is the weapon he comes with. There's some kind of rifle with a long barrel on there. It's very well done. I have no idea what the name is of this model is supposed to be. I dig it a lot. I think they have some kind of silver dry brushing in here to where it's not super noticeable, but it's noticeable enough. Flashlight attachment we've gotten on other blasters, like with the 11s. With a nice long barrel. Again, I don't think we've gotten this before. They've sculpted something of a chamber here. No, that's not really a chamber, and all that. Nice details on the handle. I like the stock too, and this scope is pretty well done. Nice magazine. It's a pretty nice piece. This, when it comes to two-handed poses, this flashlight likes to get in the way. Normally he would just put his underhand right here, so you can do two-handed poses. It's not impossible. You can put the hand here. I'll show it off later, of course, but it'll be better here, but this is in the way, which is unfortunate. That's all he gets. I wish he came with at least a First Order pistol, which I don't have with me. I won't be able to show that off to see what he looks like with it, unfortunately. But at least another weapon would have made this a little bit more worthwhile. So I'm going to take a look at some of these details here, starting from the head all the way down to the feet. And I'm sorry if you hear construction outside. That is not going to be helped, unfortunately. And I'll show off the Scarab Stormtrooper comparison because there is some reuse. But I don't think it's very bad. I really dig this head sculpt. I really like a lot of things about it. There's some dark silver lining going on here around the visor. And then the visor itself is a glossy black plastic. Nice lining going around the nose, the bridge of the nose into the cheeks. The silver mouthpiece is pretty cool, as well as these little doodads, whatever these are. And these black vents right there are also nicely sculpted. Other than that, I mean, you'll get a lot of dirt paint here. Now, that when it comes to the dirt that they have added here, I don't think that it doesn't look like it has the most effort put into it, but I think it's serviceable. It definitely looks like dirt. So I still dig it. Sculpting's pretty good. It's just a little plain because they don't really add that many paint apps in different areas. Besides here, these little black vents have pretty clean paint. So head sculpt is really well done. I also like whatever is going on here on the top of the forehead. This neck right here, as you can see, does have some line details. And then there's a little bit of detail going on actually in the joints, but not that much. I can forgive it though, because I mean, it's mostly going to be looking this way. Almost every pose you do, the head's going to cover the neck joints. So these pieces here get in the way a little bit around the mouth. It'll just dig into the chest when you want to move downward. Anyway, the arms right here, the upper arm here is actually, I think, a similar sculpt. It's not the exact same as the Scarab Stormtrooper, but we do have a new shoulder pad, which has some dirt on here and some red paint, and then there's even more dirt on this side. I dig it. There's also some lines going on in the elbows and the arms here, and then elbows here, like I said, have some lines. Really good sculpting. They even sculpted the joints. You bend the elbow. There's also some sculpting on the joints. I dig how the forearm is sculpted. There's some dirt on there too. Let's try to get that fixed. There we go. I want to say the hands are reused, but they're still fine. The chest, I think, is also different. There's some nice dirt going on around here on the front. The rest of it looks kind of plain, but they do have details on the back. Sometimes I like to skip out on paint apps on the back. So it's cool that they added this. I think there's some different types of paint. Hopefully this isn't supposed to be some kind of defect or something, but I think there's different types of paint going on here as well. I don't know what this is supposed to be though. Sculpting the upper torso though is pretty great. Stomach, I believe, is reused from previous Scarab Stormtroopers. A little black line right there, but that's about it when it comes to the paint. We have a soft plastic for the belt here, which isn't supposed to be removed, but it is soft enough to get poses and it doesn't hinder articulation that much. We have some dirt on the belt right there. These legs, I think, have been reused from the Scarab Stormtrooper. This looks more glossy and this looks more matte. It's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on there. The sculpting of the wrinkles is really well done though. I think the crotch piece is also reused. The knees and the boots are different though. I dig the dirt on the knees look really good with the dirt. And then they have a little bit of dirt going on the shins right there. Not much other details, unfortunately. It's just kind of sculpted in this off-white. And something's going on here. There's a little bit of blue plastic. That's a little annoying. But when we look towards the bottom of the feet here, they look pretty good with the dirt. When we look on the bottom, it's just kind of black, kind of plain. I'm not going to be paying much attention to the bottom of the feet though. Let's zoom out a little and you can get a better look at what I'm talking about with all these details. It's just a very nice looking figure. I dig it a lot. Again, I'm a fan of Scarab Stormtroopers, especially the sculpt for the Black Series stuff. So with both of these figures side by side, you can definitely tell differences in that. The sculpts and the helmets, of course, there's not much to talk about there. They're very, very similar, but they are just tell the differences. I feel like they kept the visors on the Mountain Trooper to look more like the visors on regular First Order Stormtroopers, and then these are just kind of its own thing. They're not all similar to the Imperial Stormtroopers. You can see the shoulder pads. Sorry again, your construction. Shoulder pads are a different sculpt, but the upper arms actually, I believe, are reused. Forearms are different, as you can tell, with all these different details on this one here, and then just those divots. The hands, I do believe, actually are reused, based on the sculpting there. Now, the stomachs, as you can see, are the exact same, with a little bit more paint in this one. The chests, at first glance, look the same, but there's this line going all the way down here, and it's more rounded here, whereas this is more squared off, and there's no line here. The strap, or whatever these are supposed to be for the buckles or whatever, they are very similar in sculpt, but they're not the exact same. When we go to the back, you can definitely tell easier what the differences are. when we look towards, I want to, these are similar sculpts, but they're not the exact same. When we look towards the skirt pieces, they are a different sculpt, of course. There's more detail actually in here with the sculpting than here. So it's kind of plain. The legs and the crotch pieces, as you can see, are reused. But I don't really mind that too much. The knees and the boots are actually different. These knees get covered, whereas these are the knee pads here are sticking out. When you look at the boots, of course, they're night and day. So, I mean, there's a line going down here, there's a line going down here, but of course you can see the differences. And I think the feet might be reused. Yeah, I think they're reused, but I couldn't tell until now. So overall, I'm not upset that there's reuse. I think there's enough new with this guy that it warrants the reuse, since they're very similar to the type of trooper they are. And I mean, I like the Scarab Stormtrooper Black Series figure, so I'm not really going to complain about this. So for size comparisons, on the left we have the Scarab Stormtrooper, and then on the right we have the new Hondo figure. And then on the left here we have the Imperial Stormtrooper, the new one. And on the right we have the First Order Stormtrooper figure. And then on the left we have the Rey, I think that was the Island Adventure one. That was from the Last Jedi. And then we have the first ever Kylo Ren Black Series figure. And then last but not least, we have the Sith Trooper on the left with Captain Phasma on the right. So to end this review, I'm going to show you what he looks like with his accessory, as well as some other weapons that we have in the Black Series line, and then some other Black Series figures. As you could see, that issue I was mentioning earlier, where he has to put his hand kind of closer to the trigger. So to me, it doesn't look the most natural looking. Wherever the flashlight is on this weapon is blocking where his hand, I think his hand's supposed to be. So to me, it doesn't look the most natural when he's holding it. The sculpt of the helmet also gets in the way of the head being able to be pushed down, so you can actually aim down the sights. But when we take a look at some other Black Series weapons, that issue with the head is not really going to go away. But I feel like he holds some Black Series weapons a little bit better. Unfortunately, the elbows also have a little bit of hindrance. So posing isn't going to look the greatest, I think. I think it will be serviceable, but I just wish it was a little bit better to pose with some weapons. But he looks pretty cool still with some other weapons that I'm showing off here. We have a lot of good weapons that we can use for the Black Series line, and while mostly you'd want to use First Order weapons for this guy, again, I unfortunately don't have the First Order pistol with me, unfortunately. Other weapons are going to work just fine. I think this is a pretty good figure. The only problem is army building is going to be hard because of this entire release of figures. They're pretty much not on the shelves anymore. Hopefully Hasbro and Target can work out something to where they can restock online and in-store orders, so that way you can go to a store and get some more Mountain Troopers to army build. Another issue is the price point. This is a $25 figure for a line that usually has figures at $20, especially when it comes to an army builder here. That's gonna be pretty steep in your pockets for army building. So 4 of these are going to run you $100, whereas 5 for previous $20 figures would run you $100. So yeah, it's kind of crappy, I think, just because it's all of this Galaxy's Edge stuff. They're going to charge $5 more. The figure itself is pretty good, so could use some better paint. Articulation's a little hindered, but it's a really nice figure. I still really like the Scarab Trooper bodies. And even though it's mostly a First Order figure, I think if you don't really care about doing cannon shots that much, you could get away with putting this in your Imperial stuff. So that's pretty much it for this review. I'll leave a link down in the description below where hopefully they'll restock on these pre-orders for these guys. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends, and I will see you guys later.